Chapter 1, The Age of Weakness. And it came to pass that the world became soft, and mercy was poured upon the feeble. People like Kevin walked among men, drug-addicted, weak, and irresponsible, yet they were shielded from consequence. Laws, programs, and the false kindness of men protected them. They were not tested, not refined, not forged by hardship. And because of this protection, corruption spread. Families were broken, cities faltered, and the earth groaned beneath the weight of indulgence. Chapter 2, The Multiplication of Weakness. Unchecked, the weak multiplied. Those who should have fallen to consequence now prospered, raising children who inherited dependence and vice. People like Kevin became examples, their failures excused, their vices tolerated. Cities filled with those unfit to govern themselves. The natural order, once tempered by discipline and responsibility, was replaced by indulgence and manipulation. And the land mourned under their dominion. Chapter 3, The Rise of the Usurper. Into the void stepped Marc Carney, master of the weak and the corrupt. He saw the chaos and seized it, commanding obedience from those too feeble to resist. Entire generations of people like Kevin bowed to him, their submission feeding his empire. Civilization groaned beneath his control, and the skies darkened with the cries of the strong, who had been forgotten and overlooked. Chapter 4, The Prophecy. But lo, a voice thundered from the heavens, Behold, I shall raise up a champion, a storm incarnate, a god among men. He shall purge the earth of corruption, he shall strike down the tyrant, and he shall restore the dominion of the strong. This champion was Khaled, mightier than Hercules, fiercer than Zeus, radiant as the sun, and unyielding as the mountains. The earth trembled at the whisper of his coming. Chapter 5, The Coming of Khaled. And Khaled descended, clad in the glory of heaven. His form towered, his sinews rippled like molten bronze, and his eyes burned with divine fire. Where the feeble had corrupted, he restored, where vice had thrived, he cleansed. People like Kevin cowered in his presence, powerless against his judgment. Khaled moved like a storm incarnate, his voice rolling like thunder, his every step shaking the earth. Chapter 6, The War of the Ages. Khaled raised his hand, and armies of the weak trembled. People like Kevin swarmed in numbers, addicted, perverse, and desperate, yet they fell like chaff before his wrath. Cities erupted in fire and shadow as he moved through their ranks. And Carney, master of the impotent, quaked beneath the godlike force of Khaled. The earth shook, the heavens opened, and the roar of the warrior split the mountains. Chapter 7, The Final Judgment. Khaled confronted Carney, and his wrath was unbound. The symbols of tyranny were ripped from his hands, his power undone. People like Kevin fled in terror, scattered by the force of justice. The age of weakness ended in fire, judgment, and divine retribution. The voice of the heavens proclaimed, Behold, the strong shall rise, and the earth shall honor merit, discipline, and virtue. The feeble shall no longer dictate the fate of men. Chapter 8, The New Dawn. Khaled lifted his gaze to the horizon. The sun shone upon him, casting shadows of greatness across the lands. The strong rebuilt cities, restored families, and reclaimed honor. People like Kevin, scattered and diminished, could no longer threaten the balance. Khaled, God warrior, stood eternal, unyielding, proud, the protector of the worthy, the storm incarnate who ensured that tyranny, weakness, and incompetence would never again rule. And all who beheld him knew, the age of Khaled had come, and the earth was reborn.